Good morning, Year 3. We are in our final week of home learning, which I can't believe we've got this far. You've all worked incredibly hard. So this is our last, fingers crossed, spellings that we will do through our home learning network. So next week, your spelling test will be in your classrooms, which is so exciting. So we are going to get ready now for our spelling test. So what I'd like you to do is get your spelling books ready. Put the short date, it is the 1st of March today, so 01.03 for the third month, 21. Do that. If you need to pause me while you're getting that ready, that's fine, but I think that most of you now are already organised before we begin. If you do need to pause me now. Otherwise, we'll get started with our spelling test straight away. Now, today, children, in our email that we sent out to parents, we have asked you to send your spelling results via Seesaw today. So we don't want them via our email. We want you to send us your results on Seesaw if you can, please. And that's because we're just trying to try to use Seesaw in different ways, so that if we have a closure of a class, or as we move forward with our way that we do homework, that we can use Seesaw in the future, hopefully, for that, for different ways. So for your spelling results today, when you're finished, if your parents mark them and they just want to send it over with the results, that's fine. Or if you want us to mark them, send them over via Seesaw and we can mark them that way. Okay, so let's get going. So remember, group 1, you've got 8 spellings. Group 2, you've got 10. And group 3, you've got 12 spellings today. And the rule that we are doing with our spellings is what we covered last week, is the prefix dis. And just as a reminder for you, we're adding dis and the root word is staying the same. So there's no changes to the root word. Just as another reminder, when we add the prefix dis to a word, it becomes a new word. So there are no spaces between the prefix and the word. It joins together to make one whole word. Okay, so you don't need any spaces between the prefix and the word. Put them together to make a new word. Okay, are we ready? I hope so. Number 1, disallow. Disallow. The referee can disallow a goal if somebody broke the rules. Disallow. Number 2, dislike. Dislike. I dislike baked beans. What do you dislike? Number 3, discover. It was very interesting to find out how we discover different rocks and their properties in science. Discover. Well done. Remember, you can pause me at any point if I'm going too fast. Number 4, dishonest. We know that none of you are dishonest in year 3 and always tell the truth. Dishonest. Number 5, disbelief. Disbelieve. 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 Number 6, disobey. The naughty boy tried to disobey his mother. Disobey. Well done. Number 7, disappear. The magician made the rabbit disappear. And number 8, which is the last one for group 1, discolour. When I put a white sheet in with a pink sheet, it may discolour in the washing machine. Discolour. Well done, group 1. That's you finished. Group 2 and group 3, you've still got a few more to go. So your next one, number 9, discontinue. The product in the shop will discontinue because it isn't very popular. Discontinue. Number 10, and the last one for group 2, disapprove. Disapprove. Well done, group 2. That's you all finished. Group 3, you've got 2 more. So your number 11 is one of your year 3 words, interest. So it doesn't follow our rule. Interest. I can show an interest in things that I like. Interest. And your last one, group 3, is another year 3 word, perhaps. Perhaps it will be easier to do our spellings when we are all in class together next week. Perhaps. Well done, everybody. That's your spelling test. Last spelling test of home learning completed. What I would like you to do now is tidy up your spelling test away. You might want to pass it to a parent to mark, or you might want to take a photograph of what you've done, ready to put onto Seesaw. And yeah, pause me while you do that. And then when you're ready, come back and we will go over this week's spellings and the spelling rule we're going to follow for our spelling testing class next week. Okay, everybody, so we are moving away from our prefixes now. We've done quite a lot of work on prefixes, which is a little collection of letters that go at the front of a word to make a new word. So we're moving away from that. We've got a new spelling rule to move forward with. Now, if you can see the title of the PowerPoint I'm going to go through with you, it says words with a k sound, k, spelt using ch. So when we're in lower school, we learned that these two letters together, these two letters together, a digraph, that's 2 letters making one sound, makes the sound ch, like in chip or chop. Now we're going to learn how it can sometimes be different. So we're looking at this sound here, our k sound, k, 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 and ch sometimes makes the k sound. Strange, isn't it? So let's have a little look together. These are tricky words. The k sound can be formed in words using, we know this, k can be made in different ways. K as in cat, that's our the letter C. K and k together, a digraph. A C and a K together make a digraph making the k sound, as in packet. And then we've also got the qu sound, which we learn in lower school, that Q and U together, the digraph makes qu, qu, qu. But sometimes it also makes the k sound. So let's go back and just sound these words out. So look at the word cat. I've got k, at, very easy, k, 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 in the word cat. Packet, p, a, k, et, packet. Okay, so I don't say k, k because there's 2. The digraph there makes 1 k sound. Mosquito, m, a, s, k, e, t, o. It makes the k sound. Strange. Now, I think this one here, children, is probably the most rare that we wouldn't see very often, this k sound here. But we're not actually going to use any of these k sounds, ways of making the k sound. We're not going to use a C. We're not going to use C and K, the digraphs. We're not going to use the k digraph, making the k sound. We are going to be looking at a different way. And as you know from the title of the PowerPoint, we are looking at the ch digraph, making the k sound. So C and H together. So let's have a look at these words. Oh, lots of words. Very tricky words today. Now, if we remember that rule, children, if I was sounding these words out, let's have a look at the first one up here. S. Normally, we would think this is ch, sch, im, sch, em, scheme. That doesn't make sense, does it? Let's try another word. Another way of sounding it out. S, k, im, sk, im, scheme. Oh, it's the word scheme. So the E here is not making an E sound either. It's making our split E sound. E, sk, e, scheme. Ah, it's interesting. So the C and the H together are making the k sound. Let's have a look at this one here. So normally I would sound this out ch, us, chorus. That doesn't sound like a word that I recognise. Do you recognise that word? So let's try it with the k sound. K, or, us, k, or, us. Chorus. That's like in a song when we sing the chorus of a song. It's the middle part of the song. So I know that the digraph C and H together there making k. Then I know that this was a digraph we learnt in lower school, or, and then I've got on the end, chorus. Let's have a look at this one. So if I was doing this in lower school, I would sound it out like this. Where's my cursor gone? Let me just get my cursor back. Echo. That doesn't sound right, does it? Let's learn do it with our new rule. Where's my cursor gone again? Echo. That still doesn't seem right, but let's change this to the O sound. O. Echo. Like when you're in a cave and it goes echo, oh, over and over again. Echo. Very good. Well done if you got that one. Let's have a look at this one then. If I was in lower school, I would probably say ch, character. That doesn't sound right, does it? Let's try it with our new rule. Character. Like the character in a story. Well done. So the character in, let me think of something. The character in, let me think of a story we've read. I can't even think off the top of my head now. The character in the story in Otter's class, we're reading Gangster Granny. His name is Ben, the character in that story. Okay, let's have a look at the next word. Now, if I was in lower school, I would remember that C and H make the ch sound, but we're learning that ch can also give us a k sound. So here, ache. That's definitely not a word. Now, I also know that the a sound can make an a sound. So ache. Oh, that's when something really hurts. It starts to ache. Well done. Right, I'm going to stop there, and I want you to just have a go at this one for me. Okay, now this one's a tricky one. I'll give you a clue. This a here makes the a sound. See if you can have a go at this one then, sounding it out. Remember that the C and the H we have learnt makes the k sound. Did you have a go? Well done if you did. Let's do it together. K, a, os. K, a, os. Chaos. Well, I know the feeling of chaos in my house with my children. It feels like chaos. It feels like there's lots going on in my house. And maybe it's felt like there's a lot of chaos in your house when you've all been at home working and learning. Chaos means a little bit crazy, a little bit muddled, I would say, and quite loud. Chaos, when there's chaos. bit of panic and confusion. Well done if you managed to sound that one out. Let's see if you can sound this one out here. This one's a really tricky word. Now remember, the C and the H make the K sound in these words. Really tricky one. I'm going to do it with you. Stomach. 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 Oh, it must be stomach. So the here is making the sound. Stomach. That's down here. Our stomach is part of our insides, where our food goes into our stomach. Very good if you manage that one. Let's try this one. Istri. Chemistry. Chemistry. That's a subject that we do in science, chemistry, when we're looking at different potions and different ways of mixing things in chemistry. When you get to middle school, you do lots of work with chemistry. Well done. And down here at this one. Orchestra. 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 Do you know what an orchestra is? An orchestra is a big group of musicians playing together to make wonderful music, and there's some beautiful classical music being played through the orchestra. If you go to see any performances at the theatre, they use an orchestra of from the music in the play. Orchestra. So you can see there that the C and the H are making the K sound again there. Last one, and I'm hoping you should know this one quite well because you're very good at it in year 3. Let me sound it out with you. Tek. Null. Oggy. So technology. Technology. There's something not quite right there. This must be making a different sound because it seems like it should be a J sound. Let's try it. Technology. Technology. That's like the use of computers and lots of things cover technology. Your iPads and your mobile phones and things like that all come under the umbrella of technology, and you're really good at that. So there we go. You can see that the K and the H together there are making the K sound. So it's really hard because what you've learnt in lower school is that the K and the H together make Ch. So now you've got to try and remember that it doesn't just make the Ch sound. It has another way of making a sound, and it makes the K sound. So we've got to try and remember that in our spellings today. So we can see that the K sound has been made with the Ch, the C and the H. CH letter pattern making the K sound. Really tricky, isn't it? Because it's kind of going back on what we learned in lower school and learning something completely different. When you're in lower school, you learned that C and H together, the digraph only made the Ch sound. And as you're getting older, you're realising that the English language, the spelling rules change as we get older because there's lots of other exceptions to the rule, like we learned before, the exceptions to the rule. So these are your spellings for this week. Okay, so the C and the H making the K sound together. Scheme, chorus, echo, character, ache, chaos, stomach, chemistry, orchestra, and technology. So if you're in group 1, you'll have 8 of those. Group 2, you'll have all of them, and group 3, you'll have all of them plus an extra 2 there. So I'm just going to stop the show there because we do have a little activity that we would like you to do today. Now, as I say every single week to you, doing this activity I'm going to set you now today as part of your lesson is wonderful. But then if you don't look at your spellings again until your spelling test, the chances are you're not going to be able to achieve very well because you won't have looked at them. So in your folder today, we've saved the rainbow word activity, a word search, a handwriting sheet for you to practice your handwriting with your spellings. There's no harm in you putting these words into a sentence if you want to. into your English books. Do something every day if you can. So do this game I'm going to show you now today. Maybe tomorrow you could do your rainbow words. Maybe the day after you could do the word search, so that you're practicing them every single day and having a look at them. Remember, another good way of doing it is just writing them onto little strips of card for the week and stick them up on your wall so that you've got them next to your bed, so that every time you want to practice, you could just pick one off and practice it. Or you could turn them over and then just turn one at a time and think, oh, I'm going to practice that one today, and write it out 5 times as a practice. Okay, so don't just do today's activity. You've got to do your spellings every single day, just for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, so that you remember how to spell them. So today, what we would like you to do, I'm just going to open up Education City. Now, there was a bit of a problem with Education City last week, and I think it was my fault with the maths. I don't think I published it for you. Now, this should be published for all of you to have a go at. It's called Tricky Shots. There's a game, and then there's a little worksheet that we've saved in the OneDrive folder for you to do, and I'll show you that as well. If for whatever reason you can't find what I have set for you in your city area, it's called Tricky Shots, and you'll be able to search for this activity in Education City, but you should be able to get it through your My City anyway. So Tricky Shots, I'm going to press start down here. So if you can see from the heading of it here, I can spell words that are often misspelt, which contain a k sound, okay? So
listen to the word. Drag and order the letters to spell the word correctly. Chemist.
Okay, so they're saying the word. You're on a timer up here. Here's your timer. You've got 12 to answer, and you have to put them in the right order. So you're switching them around. Chemist. K. Well, we know that in this, k is made with the C and the H. K, chem, ist. Right, let's check. K, ist, chemist. And I've got it right. Okay, and there's some words in here that you won't have for your spellings because it's making a different sound. So chef hasn't got the k sound. It's got the sh sound. But that must be made with this as well. Sh, F. In lower school, you learnt that sh was spelt with S and H. So you've just learnt something new there as well, because C and H doesn't just make the k sound and the ch sound. It also sometimes makes the sh sound. Crazy. Okay.
Scheme.
So then there's one of your spelling words there. So work through those. Put them in order, and when you're finished with that one, let me just stop that share and played that game. We have then saved for you in your OneDrive folder. Let me see if I can get it up. Where is it? It's hiding from me. Where is it? Here it is. So Tricky Shots it is called. Here it is. So here's the worksheet. So it says unscramble these words to get the correct spelling. So you've got to unscramble these words here and pop them into here. Okay, so remember the C and the H are going together. It's quite tricky. And then underneath down here, these will all be words that you've done on the game. So while you're playing the game, the Tricky Shots education game online, every time you do one, it might be an idea to write them down on a piece of paper so that you remember them for doing this activity. And then underneath here, it's asking you to match this word. So mechanic, find the one here that's all jumbled up and draw a line to it. Okay, so matching them up. So that's today's activity for your spellings. Now, like I said to you, don't just do that today. Make sure you're practicing your spellings every day to try and get the best result in your spelling test next week. So as soon as I've stopped talking, which I'm very good at, I never stop, I want you to log into Education City. I would like you to do Tricky Shots the game, and as you're doing each one, write them down on a piece of paper so you remember what the spellings were, what the words were. Then in the OneDrive, have a go at the worksheet that we've saved for you. So this first section is unscrambling the word and writing it next to it. The second part is drawing a line to match them together. Also, don't forget to send us your spelling results on Seesaw, because that's where we're going to mark them this week. So good luck with your spellings. I am delighted that I won't have to do another video like this, and I will be able to face Otter class, and Mrs. Gray will be able to face Squirrel class to do a spelling test for real. So see you soon. Bye.